going to be showing you how to make the world's most delicious brownies. Make sure you stay tuned to the end where I'll be giving them a festive touch. The recipe will be in the description box below. Do make sure you like this video and give it a thumbs up, and feel free to share with your friends. So let's get started with the most delicious brownies you will ever eat in your life. So the ingredients are 185 grams of butter, 185 grams of plain dark chocolate, 85 grams of flour, 40 grams of cocoa powder, 50 grams of milk chocolate, 50 grams of white chocolate, 3 large eggs, 275 grams of caster sugar. For the decoration, we're obviously going to be needing some other ingredients, but I will show you those when the brownies are out of the oven. So the first thing you're going to need to do is cube up your 185 grams of butter and portion out your 185 grams of plain chocolate. I'm using unsalted butter. You can use salted butter if that's your preference, but I prefer this. So 185 grams. So in the same bowl you're going to want to add your plain chocolate. I've just gone for a Sainsbury's Belgian dark chocolate. As long as you go for one with a good snap, I always find that's best. So now we're going to melt this together in a bain-marie. Now we're going to want to wait for that mixture to cool down. I personally like to fill another saucepan with cold water and then put the chocolate mixture still in the bowl inside that, and it cools it down a lot quicker. You can put it in the fridge or you can just leave it to cool on the side, it's up to you. While we're waiting for that to cool, we can cream together our caster sugar and our eggs. So you're going to need 275 grams of caster sugar, and you're going to want to put them into your large mixing bowl. And you're going to want to add your 3 large eggs. I'm actually going to be adding 4 eggs because I've got medium eggs today, conveniently. So I'm adding 4, you can add 3 large, you can add 4 medium, it's up to you. You're going to want to whisk that together on a high speed with your mixer until it is really light and fluffy and sort of resembles a milkshake consistency. So now that mixture is practically doubled in size, you're just going to want to pop it on the side next to your cold chocolate mixture, and you're going to want to weigh out your plain flour and your cocoa powder. So that's 85 grams of plain flour. And that's 45 grams of cocoa powder. And now we're going to sieve them into a medium tray. We want to get as much air as possible into this flour and cocoa mixture. Any lumps, just grind them away with your fingers. Now don't discard your sieve at this stage, we are going to need it again. So now it's time to incorporate our chocolate mixture into our eggy mixture. You just want to pour it on top, like so. You can use a spatula for this, you can use a metal spoon. Just make sure you scrape as much of that delicious chocolate mixture out. And you're going to fold that together. Incorporated, we are now going to re-sieve the flour and the cocoa powder into the bowl. going to fold that mixture together. When the mixture is around about halfway incorporated, you can go ahead and add your milk chocolate and your white chocolate, 45 grams of each. I'm just going to guesstimate that with my chocolate chips. And continue folding. You want to really make sure that you're scraping down the sides as you go, because you want all the mixture to be combined. Now that's all combined, we're going to go ahead and pour that into our lined 8 or 9 inch, depending on how thick you want your brownies to be, baking tray. So I'll grab that now. So here is my lined baking tin. I like to line the edges as well. It just means the brownie comes out super clean. So now I'm going to go ahead and pour all the mixture into my tin. Now using a bent palette knife, we are going to evenly spread that in the tin. Now we're going to place this in the oven for 25 to 35 minutes, dependent on the size of your tin. The smaller your tin, the longer you're going to need to cook it for. The larger your tin, the shorter amount of time you're going to need to cook it for. So now that's all cooked. Your knife should still come out slightly gooey from the centre. It is a brownie after all, it's not a cake. But you're going to want to cool it down completely before we go on to the decoration stage, because we are going to be obviously cutting this. You don't want to be too gooey, so leave it to cool completely. I like to leave it in the tin on a wire rack, just leaving it on the kitchen side for a good half an hour, 45 minutes. We want this to be really cold. Pop it in the fridge if you're running out of time, but if you've got the time, just leave it on the side. Okay, so onto the decoration. You're going to need some gold stars. You can choose silver if you want. And you're going to need some different coloured chocolate beans. I've got these in a decoration pack, but you can buy mini Smarties, for example. You're also going to need some lolly sticks. Now, I couldn't find any lolly sticks in my local supermarket, so I went for these mini bamboo skewers. They serve the same purpose. You're also going to need some green icing. Now again, I went for the easy option and I bought an already made green icing in a tube, and it also comes with a piping nozzle, so that's really handy. You can obviously make your own and just use a piping bag. You're also going to need a sharp knife. So the first thing you're going to need to do is peel off the baking parchment from your cooled brownie. If you've cooled that completely, that should just hold its shape. Now using the sharp knife, you're going to want to cut this into 8 sections. Now you've got all 8 sections, transfer them to a wire rack. Obviously these are quite large pieces of brownies. If you wanted to make them any smaller, you're completely welcome to. So before I get on with the decoration, I'm going to pop the skewer in. And you want to do that on the wide side to the top. Okay, so now we're going to ice them, and we're going to make them look like Christmas trees. So you want to do a sort of zigzag pattern with your green icing. Chocolate beans, you're going to put these on the green icing so they represent baubles. And then you're going to pop a star on the Christmas tree. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please do like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks, bye!